Hello, everybody. This is Dom from Upstate Supernatural, and I need to turn that off because it's playing right through the computer real quick. Unsure on that why. There we go. We turned that off. That was kind of weird. And yeah, we're gonna be doing everything all right, James?
Oh yeah, I just got everything going there.
Okay. And we're gonna be doing another episode of Live Spirit Frequencies. This is our last episode for this season. We're gonna end off with spirit writing. We're going to do three of us doing some spirit writing together. As per suggestion from one of our viewers, you made a comment, kind of let us know that you'd like to see that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Right now, we're going to switch off and we're going to kind of introduce each other. I'm Dom from Upstate Supernatural. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, you can come over to the live chat. If you look in the description below the video, it's going to say LPTV chat. You can click to that. It's right through Live Paranormal. You can chat with us live during the show. And I'm going to switch over to Scott. And if you'd like to say hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm Scott with My Paranormal Corner.
And I'm going to switch over to James.
Hey everyone, I'm James there. Welcome to our live stream. And hi to everybody in YouTube land.
And without further ado, we did have some findings from last week. Some actually interesting ones. We found some decent EVPs and I'd like to share those with you. And next week, just to make a little announcement for everybody, we're not going to do a regular show. We're going to kind of go through some of the old episodes from the last 2 seasons that we've been doing with this and showcase some of the highlights and some of the, well, funny times. And we're just going to have a little fun next week. I kind of let loose a little bit with the show. And then we're going to come back full throttle the week after that, doing some water ITC. Kind of similar to how we're doing the spirit writing. So we're each going to take turns doing that and so forth. Also, don't forget to check out tomorrow night on Spirit Box Weekly. We're going to be switching over to the Infinity Box, the free edition, the EXP edition on Spirit Box Weekly. And this Sunday, we have a special Valentine's Day special coming up for everybody. Rose of the Red, Let's Talk to the Dead, Part 2. And I look forward to seeing everybody in there. And I hope you guys enjoy what we're doing. And if you have any input whatsoever, leave it in the comments, leave it in the chat. We'd be happy to listen to that, happy to grow, and try to do new things. So here's the findings from last week. Hope you guys enjoy. And I'm going to go ahead and play that for
you. Your presence out from being around him.
How many spirits are currently here with me right now? How many spirits are currently here with me right now? Is it at James's? Is it at James's? When you went on vacation, what was one thing you'd like to do? When you went on vacation, what was one thing you'd like to do? I'm not here to hurt you or harm you in any way. I'm just here to communicate and be able to share your story. I'm not here to hurt you or harm you in any way. I'm just here to communicate and be able to share your story. Dave, when were you born?
Favorite thing? Favorite thing? Is there air? Is there temperature like warm and cold? Can you feel it? Is there air? Is there temperature like warm and cold? Can you feel it?
What I believe I just heard in this part was, I told you I can't remember when I was alive. That's what I believe I heard, and I'm not trying to give you the parabola of putting that in your head. It just seemed like what I thought I had heard. I'm going to go ahead and play this for you. And welcome back, everybody. Those are some of the findings that we had from last week's episode. And again, anybody that's in YouTube, if you would like to join us in the live chat, feel free to click in the link below in the description where it says LPTV chat. That'll take you right over to Live Paranormal. It's a free account to set up. They have some radio shows. They have other LPTV shows as well. And there's a huge archive of information, evidence findings that you can find on liveparanormal.com. So don't forget to tune in and, sign up for your account. Doesn't cost anything. It's free. And they also host events. Actually, in 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be going to Rolling Hills. Actually get to meet Nikki and Rob from LPTV. LPTV, but Rob from Live Paranormal. So it'll be pretty awesome. Second time to Rolling Hills. Can't wait to come back and show you guys the findings. And I get to take my best friend from high school. He's going to go along. First time investigating, and picked a hell of a location to do it. But without further ado, Scott, I'm going to switch to you. And if you'd like to go ahead and do a burst session real quick.
All right, thank you, John. All Alrighty. Good evening, spirits. My name's Scott, and I'm here with Dom and James from. We're here to communicate with you. If there are any spirits that would like to make contact, please feel free to come forward. Speak loud and clearly into the recorder. If there is a male spirit here with me, can you tell me what your name is? If there is a female presence here, can you tell me what your name is? Is there a message for me or Dom or James? Can you tell me what your address was when you were alive? Do you remember your phone number? And if you do, can you give me the number again? Now, last week we got a daisy was your favorite flower. Is that still your favorite flower, is a daisy? When you were a kid, what did you like to draw as a kid? Who were you in a past life? When you went traveling, what was your favorite place to travel to? What is the best way to communicate with you? On the other side, can you see our family members and our friends? On your side, is there time? And if so, what time is it there? If you could give the paranormal field any advice to help us grow, what would it be? Were you ever married? Alrighty. And we're going to do a review. Good evening, spirits. My name's Scott, and I'm here with Dom and James from, we're here to communicate with you. If there are any spirits that would like to make contact, please feel free to come forward, speak loud and clearly into the recorder. If there is a clearly into the recorder. If there is a male spirit here with me, can you tell me what your name is? If there is a female presence here, can you tell me what your name is? Sure. If there is a female presence here, can you tell me what your name is? Is there a message for me or Dom or James? Is there a message for me or Dom or James? Some right there. Can you tell me what your address was when you were alive?
I believe I heard an address, actually.
What's that, Dom? Okay, I'll go back.
I believe I heard 341.
What your address was when you were alive.
Right there. Says like 341
Was
something.
when you were alive. Do you remember your phone number? And if you do, can you give me the number again? Now, last week we got a daisy was your favorite flower. Is that still your favorite flower, is a daisy? When you were a kid, what did you like to draw as a kid?
I believe I heard stick figures.
When you were a kid, what did you like to draw as a kid? Who were you in a past life? Past life.
There's something right there.
When you went traveling, what was your favorite place to travel to? What is the best way to communicate with you?
There's something within that.
On the other side, can you see our family members and our friends? And if so, what time is it there? If you could give the paranormal field any advice to help us grow, what would it be?
I thought I heard something actually.
You won't.
Were you ever married?
Ooh, there's something right there.
Were you ever married?
All right, Dom, that's everything I've got. Back to you.
Alrighty. No, thanks, Scott. I thought you found some interesting stuff in there.
Oh, without a doubt.
I do see Doppel. If the theory that that all moments in time are equally real is true, can ghosts enter another time period like we enter a room? Actually, today I was listening to NPR, National Public Radio, and they actually found clusters in space that they are basically saying are in different times, like by their half-lives and so forth, that they're kind of in different time periods. So I mean, that opens up a whole new can of worms, and that was just founded, I believe, yesterday. That astronauts and astronomers found that, which really focuses into Einstein with the whole thing about relativity. So I found it very fascinating in that aspect. I mean, there's so many theories about our ghosts. Are they actually dead, or are they just individuals in another dimension that were coexisting together and we just can't see each other? And we're, essentially it's just like a mixture of both worlds. I don't know if anybody ever watched the show Fringe. There was actually an episode. It was this lady, her husband had died, and in the other dimension, the husband, his wife had died. And in Fringe, if you ever had watched the show, you actually see the two worlds kind of colliding. They're kind of crossing over into each other. And what happened was, as they were crossing over the two worlds, the husband in his dimension where his wife was dead, and the wife in her dimension where her husband was dead, could see each other, and they thought each other were ghosts. And it was a very interesting play that they did with that show, because I mean, there are so many theories about the paranormal that it could be like that. But anyway, I could talk for hours and hours and hours about random, if not random stuff. So what I'm going to end up doing is we're going to go over to the spirit writing. And I'm going to switch right over to that right now. And per suggestion, somebody asked us if all three of us could do this at the same time. So, James, if you could turn your audio on, Scott, make sure your audio is on. And we'll have all of our audio on at the same time. And let's see if we can find any anomalies. If you guys could talk real quick.
Hello?
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Beautiful. And everybody should be able to, I believe you can hear me as well. Hello. Go like this. Turn that. Hello. There we go. Any spirits within communication? You can hear all three of us. Hopefully. Is there one of us that you would like to talk to right now? I believe I heard something. Could you try to say that louder if you could? And you guys feel free to ask any questions as well.
Can you tell us when you were born?
Do you have any children?
The age that you were born, was that 1933 or 1943?
Are you male or female?
What did you like to eat? What was your favorite food?
I'd like to welcome Live Paranormal into the chat.
Do we ever see you, maybe not notice it?
Do you watch us sleep at night?
And give a little more distance between questions. I believe I thought I heard an answer to James as we were going. Do certain individuals that are able to hear or see you look differently than others? Do they have a glow? Do they have a light?
Would it be possible if you could say one of our names or all of our names? Are you standing next to any of us right now?
Can you tell us one thing about the other side?
Hold on a second. I believe I heard Scott actually before you asked that, Scott.
Really?
Pretty clear too. If anybody in the chat, if you could acknowledge that or confirm that you heard the name Scott before Scott asked the question.
Did you ever own a car? If so, what kind was it?
What location are you from?
What location are you from? I believe I heard you trying to say it. And yes, I'm doing that all with my left hand. I'm trying to switch the camera angle so everybody can kind of see what's being on the paper.
Could you tell me where you used to live?
And if you guys want to let your hand just kind of be free flowing, you don't want to have pressure on your hand while you're doing this.
Yeah.
That way they can try to hopefully move your hand.
How many spirits are with Dom right now?
Are there any spirits around Scott or I?
I believe I heard a yes. Spirits within communication. Whoever's around Scott, could you shout your name? Say it as loud as you could and as slow as you could. We would appreciate it so that we can truly understand who you are. And if you're with James, could you try to yell your name? Try to say it as loud as you can, as slow as you can, so maybe we can hear it just enough to understand.
Would you be able to tell me what this is? Here we go. There we go.
What kind of radio is it? I believe I heard it say radio.
And what do I use that for? Now, I'd like to pick a number between 1 and 10. There. Could you tell me what number I have written on my sheet?
We're going to try to be silent for the next 5 minutes, and if you would like to say anything, ask us any questions, please feel free to do that. You can try to manipulate our hands to try to communicate. Let us draw a picture for you, maybe of you or just of a message. So let's not even ask any questions. Let's see if anything talks.
What do you used to do for a living? Oh, I forgot. Sorry, Dom.
No, you're fine. What was your favorite holiday?
Do you know that they're rebuilding the Titanic?
Would you say you're a religious person or not? When's the last time you went to church?
Do you believe in going to church?
Do you? Oh, sorry. bitterly at. Do you believe in heaven and hell?
Are there different religions where you are?
Where you are right now, is there an atmosphere like air, temperature, weather? Do you breathe? The reason I ask is because you can touch. So
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my light off. I'm gonna switch back to my view. You guys go ahead and move your cameras back if you would. Kind of rotate your cameras back to how they were.
no back on top there.
Yeah. We'll be done
Okay.
with the. Anybody within the chat, we'd love your input on this as well. Again, we're probably gonna be switching over to water ITC for the next allotment of episodes. And you guys are all switched over. I'm going to go, and I didn't really, this is kind of improp, but I kind of think it's useful. I'm going to go to Scott first. Scott, how do you feel about the spirit writing? I mean, we're kind of finishing up with it. What's your thoughts on the spirit writing?
You know, this is the first time I've ever done something like this, and to be quite honest, some of the stuff that we've gotten has been pretty amazing. You know, last week when we had some of the audio anomalies that didn't come through properly, using the spirit writing was very interesting to see that. It'll be interesting to see what we get this time, and it's something I'm going to incorporate in my investigations, I think.
I'm going to go right over to James real quick. What's your thoughts on it? On the spirit writing?
Well, like Scott, it's my first time doing it. I find it's pretty interesting to try out. We've gotten some pretty good responses from it there. And I'm really looking forward to trying that water ITC there.
I mean, personally, with the spirit writing, I was kind of myself. I kind of thought it was going to be like the Sixth Sense with Haley Joel Osment, and we're doing the circles and words are coming out. But I gotta say, I mean, either it's something caused by the audio of us moving the pen around on the paper. Some of the EVPs are clear as hell. I mean, we have captured some outstanding EVPs throughout this whole session of doing the spirit writing. I'm just very curious, perhaps does it have to do with a pen and paper? Does it have to do with us focused on focused on an objective? And that's why we're getting more clear EVPs. I'm just kind of curious what you guys are thinking with it. Scott, I'm on you right now.
You know, and that's one of the things that I close my eyes when I do it. So I'm not really, I kind of try to blank out as much as I can, all the outside stuff, and you just listen to what's out there with my ears. So I think your senses are more in tune by doing the spirit writing, and that's something, like I said, I want to really do more of and take it to the field and use it more.
Yeah, I really think it's an interesting thing to try. And I know a majority of the time with spirit writing, it is you close your eyes, you focus, and you basically just, if the spirits are going to communicate, they'll show you a word to write. Or they'll literally take over you and you'll start writing and not even know it. But with this, I mean, we're very focused on trying to centralize our focus on trying to move this around, and if they want to move, if they want to move our hands and so forth, we're happy to have that. But the EVPs alone, I think it was very interesting throughout this whole session that we've been doing it. I'd like to give you guys a chance. If so we're probably gonna start wrapping up with the show, so I'm gonna go to James first. If you guys want to just say your salutes.
Yeah, well, what I'd like to do, I'd like to say hi to everyone in the room. Chris Walsh, Doppel, Chris V, Live Paranormal. Everybody in YouTube that's watching right now, thank you very much for coming and watching our session. And come making a free account at Live Paranormal, and you'll be able to chat with us in the room.
And Scott, I'm going to go swing over to you. Don't forget to let everybody know your website as well.
I just want to say thank you, everybody on YouTube, for watching, and everyone in the chat. Just want to say thank you for all the support. And my website is myparanormal.com, and you can check out where I'm going to be going and where all of us will be at. There's a lot of great content on there for Live Paranormal as well as for Dom's show and James. So check it out, and have a good evening.
And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of say the spiel that I usually do. But basically, guys, if there's voices in the dark and there's spirits, we really need to start trying to listen. Don't forget to check out a new episode of Spirit Box Weekly, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Friday live. This week we're starting with the Infinity Box, the free edition. I have the link in the description of that below, so you know where to get it. So if you'd like to pick that up, it's a free application for Windows. This Sunday we have a Valentine's Day special, Roses Are Red, Let's Talk to the Dead, Part 2. We did Part 1 last year, and it was interesting. Very, very interesting. Kind of got a little bit darker. And I'd like to give a huge shout out for Rob of Live Paranormal. If you haven't checked out liveparanormal.com, please do it. It's got some great stuff on there. He's got a magazine coming out. You can check that out, actually, I believe in the next couple months. And they also have the Para Supercon coming up at the end of October. We have our Supernatural Expo coming up at the beginning part of October. And I think that's everything for tonight. Don't forget to check out next week. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to kind of show some of the bloopers and some of the interesting things that have happened in the past episodes and have a little bit of fun next week. And then we'll come back the week after that and start doing some water ITC. Everybody have a beautiful night. If I don't see you, have a happy Valentine's Day. Share it with your loved ones. If you don't have a loved one, share it in some form of joy with yourself. Have a great day.